Alright guys, this is Jake Sleesman, Blue Collar Outdoors. Behind me is Derek Young. He's fine-tuning his bow, getting ready for opener here in Western New York, October 1st, just to be specific. But right now, he's just fine-tuning, I'm fine-tuning. But the main thing we're doing a video on right now is I recently did a little custom work to my Triax. Now, I love the overall bow, you know, buying it as is with the Triax limbs on and everything, but I always wanted 80-pound limbs. Now, if you guys have shot this bow, you know how smooth this draw is. It's absolute butter, and it's got a great back wall, a good solid valley, and I always felt like I wanted to get a little extra speed out of it. So I was talking to my bow shop about what options we can do to get that speed up, and I kept asking. You know, when I got my Halon, I wanted 80-pound limbs. Mathews didn't offer it. When I got the Triax, same thing. And then finally, the guy at Bow Shop, he came up with an idea to take Monster Wake limbs, which you can get a heavier draw in. They're stiffer limbs. Monster Wake limbs, because they'll fit the Triax, put them on the Triax, and then that way, if you get the 70-pound limbs, you can max out your draw at 83.5 pounds, which we found out is accurate. Now, I got them here today. There's the Wake limbs, which these bad boys are beautiful. I mean, I love them. They're on my Triax. We got them on there. We've been shooting with it. Now the specs, the improvements, I have a 27-inch draw. I'm shooting a 476 grain gold tip kinetic chaos right there, the 300 spine. And so I'm shooting a heavy arrow, and I was shooting it at 275 with the 27-inch draw at 70 pounds maxed out. Now with the Wake limbs, there's a dramatic increase. I mean, the draw is still smooth, it's exactly the same, and the bow's actually quieter, which we'll get into later in the video. So make sure to stay through the whole thing and watch it shoot at the end, because the kinetic energy this thing's created now is insane. Now with the Wake limbs, being at 83.5 pound draw, like I said, still butter, still smooth as hell. I'm shooting 292.5 feet per second. Now, the quietness, that comes from less limb deflection out of these Wake limbs than we got out of the Triax. Now, that's good and bad. Now, the good part is the quietness. It's a lot less vibration, so the bow itself is actually quieter. And the only con, it's not really a con, but you're not getting the maximum power out of the limbs. You're not getting the full jump in FPS. But really, jumping up 17 feet per second for 13 pounds, you know, it's not that bad. If this bow drew harsh, it would suck. It wouldn't be worth it. But if you shot a Triax, you know how smooth they are. You put these limbs on, it's still smooth. Like right here, I'll draw it real quick, and then we'll cut and actually show shooting. But it's still dead smooth. That's at 83.5 pounds. I mean, when you let it go, it kind of jolts you a bit, but that's standard. If you've been looking for 80-pound limbs for your Triax, and I believe the Halon 32, this works too, but check before you with your bow shop before you quote me. But I can say the Mathews Triax with the Monster Wake limbs is BCO approved. This thing is a dirty combination. With my let off, when you're at full draw, you're holding 14 pounds, but you're getting 292 feet per second with a 476 grain arrow at 27-inch draw. This bow is dead quiet. There's no vibration. It's an absolute perfect bow now. But let's shoot it. So here's the shooting portion. I went over shooting or drawing it. Now I want to actually show you what it's like holding it, drawing it, shooting it, and the impact. I'm going to be shooting at a deer. I think we're like 25 yards. But the first, I'll have Hawk. He'll film the draw so you guys can see the cycle. And like I said, shooting a heavy kinetic chaos, 476 total grain weight. So it is a an absolute freight train. So to be shooting 292, I'll definitely take it. But here's a good draw. Like I said, absolute butter. It's absolutely insane. And there's the sound. Alright guys, so now you'll see through the Tactacam, we got the camera zoomed in and we have the Tactacam on. So here's a good view of how much vibration is going in if you're using a Tactacam. This will show you how much vibration is going into it. Alright. That is with a Titanium Archery Products booster. Takes out a lot of shock. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that, but it's absolutely insane how good this bow is right now. So I mean, you could if you had a sneak draw, and I mean anyone who bow hunts, you know what I'm talking about. Deer's coming in, you gotta, you know, work it back. I mean, you're gonna pull it real easy. Shoot one more, and then we'll conclude. Heck yeah. Alright guys, so all in all, the wake limbs, in my personal opinion, if you can draw a 70-pound bow real easy like I could, I wanted more out of it, I could definitely draw it. I can draw the sitting down, I can draw it when it's cold. Now, if you can do that, and you're looking for more speed, ask your bow shop about ordering up some Mathews Monster Wake limbs, because they will fit your Tri-X. I'm not sure about the Halon 32, but I've heard that it could. But like I said, I've never even knew anyone who did it until Daniel brought it up at the bow shop and said we could try it. So Mathews wanted to know how it went. We sent them the specs. They're pretty impressed, so maybe we'll get 80-pound limbs soon. But until then, check out the wake limbs for your Tri-X. You're gonna gain speed, and the longer draw length, the more speed you'll actually gain, because you're getting more true power out of your limbs. But the shorter draw lengths, you're gaining plenty of speed, and your bow's going to be quieter with more kinetic energy, which is a perfect combination. So check it out. Believe it or not, it does work. But this is Jake Sleesman, Blue Collar Outdoors. We got Hawk behind the cam, and I think it's time to sling some more arrows. So stay tuned. Bow season's coming.